Hey, what's up YouTube? Stefan here. I want to show you guys how I managed to fix a little glitch that I am encountering with A2A's P-51 Mustang within Prepare. Um, the problem is that officially P3D is not a supported platform for A2A's Mustang. It's a older product that they released and licensed for FSX, but generally speaking, it works pretty well, and I can speak of P3D 2.5, 3.0, all the way to this is 3.4. So the one problem I have is access related. Let me show you this. You can't see that, but I have three controllers right now. I'm using a Microsoft Sidewinder force feedback as a main control, as a stick. I have SATAC throttles quadrant that I use for prop and mixtures, and also my flaps lever. And I have a ATA Cougar that I actually use the rudder pedal and the throttle. And I use the throttle as a throttle, but also for those of you who don't know that controller, I also use the scrollers, like the wheels that are spinning knobs. I use them for my trims. Let me show you this. So basically right now I'm spinning a wheel on the throttle on the Athos from Trustmaster, sorry. So this is for the elevator trim, and I also have the one for the rudder trim. That beast does require a fair bit of trim, especially on climb and takeoff. So here's the glitch. Right now, I'm going to show you here in the configurator. I have set the flaps lever to be on my hottest, so it should be SATAC Pro Throttle Pro Quadrant. But anyway, just to say, right now it's configured on the SATAC and sorry, on the ATAS. And look at what's happening here. No matter which one I put it on, look at that. You see the flaps lever moving right now? I'm actually moving my main controller, my Sidewinder force feedback, from left to right, and it actually activates the flap lever. Now this shouldn't be actuated by that controller, it should actually be actuated by what was configured on the ATAS. So I'm going to show you what is the file that you need to work on. So first off, this here, I want you guys to notice that you see elevator trim and rudder trim are on the ATAS Cougar joystick. And they both work as intended. You can see right now I'm scrolling those two axes on the right controller, and as I've shown you in P3D, they also work on the right controller. Now the reason why I'm telling you this is because we are going to have to identify those controllers by a number. So the number that's going to be shown in the file as being the elevator trim or the rudder trim, it's going to be either 0, 1, or 2, because I have three controllers, is the one that I know that is actually my Trustmaster. So if you go in your file explorer under my documents, here guys, I apologize, my computer is in French, but if you go under my documents, there's a folder called A2A. So open this up, go in FSX. Even if we're trying to fix stuff for P3D, remember this is officially an FSX plane. Open your P51 folder, and here's the file, accessconfig.cfg. So you're going to modify that, and you're going to see the list of access here. Now let me show you this. Remember I said elevator trim and rudder trim are working, and you can see they are assigned to controller 0. That's the ID of my Trustmaster. So flaps lever being set on controller 1, remember that? I said that it was actually activated by my flying stick rather than my SATAC. So I know that controller 1 in this file, in that editor, actually corresponds to my Microsoft Sidewinder joystick. So what you're going to do here, you're going to extrapolate data. We know that 0 is the ATAS in my case, and I know that 1 is my MS Sidewinder. Therefore, my flaps should be actually on the SATAC throttle quadrant, and that is the only one remaining here. It's got to be controller 2. Remember, I have only three controllers, 0, 1, and 2. Carb air is something that I set on my Sidewinder throttle. So remember, I just discovered that the Sidewinder is actually controller 1. Now, if I go and save this, I might have to restart the simulation, we'll see. So I'm going to close this here so that it doesn't modify my file here, because I just edited it manually. So I'm going to save that file. Sorry, I was trying to close it. I need a mouse pad. I'm just going to reopen it, make sure that my modifications are there. So controller 2 here, controller 1 here, and 0, 0, 0. That's good. All right, now let's have a look in P3D. Yeah, I'm going to have to restart the sim, so just give me a second. All right, so I'm going to choose the P-51. Put that as day. Choose the same airport. For those of you who are acquainted with my few videos, I'm a big fan of Concrete Municipal from ORBX. Seriously, very nice scenery, good frame rate and everything. Alright, so let's see if that is where things should be. So I'm going to unlock my control lock. Alright, so here's my yoke, or my fly stick. As you can see, left and right aileron does not change my flaps lever anymore. Now let's try the flaps. They should be on my throttle quadrant. There they are. The carb air control should be on the throttle of my stick. That works perfectly. And rudders, trim, and elevator trim should still be working fine. There they are. So there you have it. It's not a very big fix. You probably recognize, and bear with me, it's not very complicated. If you have multiple controllers, it basically just is a matter of identifying which controller is. In my case, it was easy because I was able to get this one here to work by default. My trims were working, so I knew that 0 corresponded to that stick, and my flaps were actually working on the wrong one, so I could identify them also that way. But if ever you don't get those clues, it might just be a matter of trial and error. Maybe you can try stick 0, see where it acts, which one is activating it within the sim, then try joystick 1 and joystick 2. And if you have more, then you might have a joystick 3 and 4. The one thing I wanted to check with you, if you still find it relevant, is in your control panel. I was wondering if these would actually fit with the number that Windows is giving them. So if you go in your game peripheral parameters, and if you go in advanced, according to that, the ATES should be first, SATEC should be second, and the Sidewinder should be third. So if it's the third one, then that means they follow that. So yeah, ATES first, that's 0. Oh no, you see it doesn't fit. So forget that. The SATEC and the Microsoft Sidewinder are inverted actually. That might explain though why the editor from A2A that actually edited that file for you normally might have been confused a little bit. So there you go, guys. I hope that helps some of you. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like, well, you know how that works. Give it a thumb down, no problem with that. Feel free to comment if you have any questions, if I can be of any help. It's always a pleasure. Take care, guys. See you later.